Hello and welcome back to Freedom Ticket Walmart. I'm Carrie and I'm here with David from Cellcord. And in this video, we're going to talk about maintenance files. Now, maintenance files are pretty important, wouldn't you say, David, for just maintaining your actual listings and updating anything that you need to on Walmart Seller Center. So we're going to go through and walk you through how to use maintenance files in this video. So here we go.
Perfect. Thank you for that intro, Carrie. So maintenance files are a great way to update your listings in bulk. You know, you might want to add in a certain attribute, changing up your titles. Really, I suggest most of your updates that you want to do to Walmart, you should do it through your maintenance files. The reason for that is if you do a maintenance or if you do a change to your listing, let's say just through the UI, let's say you click on your listing, you change the title. Let's say it doesn't go through, you then have to go back again and make that change to that title, copy and paste all the information in there. However, with the maintenance file, you have all that data in an Excel file somewhere, so you just go ahead and re-upload that file again until those changes do go through. So it's a really nice way that they can just keep track of all the changes that you're trying to make to your listings and have it all done in one place. So let's go ahead and take a look at these maintenance files. So unlike uploading to Walmart where you have Seller Fulfilled and Walmart Fulfilled, maintenance files are there's just one file across the board. To do so, we're going to go ahead here to update items and update items in bulk. And it still does ask you Seller Fulfilled or Walmart Fulfilled. It honestly doesn't make a difference. And now you could either do it by category, but in this case, we're actually going to do it by GTIN match. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste in I have a GTIN over here that I want to make an update to, and I'm going to go ahead and hit match. And what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and just get the information about this listing using this GTIN, and I could then go ahead and make the necessary edits to that. So rather than just going by category, I'd have to update everything manually. This way I'm already going to see the previous information so I can make any necessary changes. You could, however, do it through category, and it's actually this is actually the way to change a category on Walmart. If you actually want to change, let's say your product is categorized in let's say it's a really beauty product and it's currently in, let's say, home, you could go ahead and down the beauty category. All you need to do is put in the first 3 fields. You only need to put in the required fields, which is only 3 fields. It's the SKU, product ID type, and the product ID. That's it. And you go ahead and upload that, and that'll be the fix. So let's go ahead and refresh here. Here we go. Sure enough, it's processed. Go ahead and download this file, and we'll see in here all the information that we provided thus far to Walmart. So we could see here, and as we discussed, these are the only required fields. That's it in this entire sheet. You can then go ahead and update any other attribute. Any other attribute you'd like, you can go ahead here and update. So as you can see, because we did this through a maintenance file, through the GTIN match, you do see all the information that is currently in Walmart. So as you can see, this is, if you watch our video on uploading the SKU, here we have our name, we have our brand, we have our site description, key features is currently blank, and we have our main image URL. Now the only difference is always for the main image, Walmart will always change the URL to be a Walmart image. This is always going to just be for the main image. The other ones are going to remain as whatever source image that you provided them, and everything else is just going to be from what you gave them. Something that's actually very interesting is if you ever notice a cell in here that has a gray shading, it means that that cell is currently content locked. It means that someone else has the rights to that content, and you can't make an update. So that's just something to know when you are doing your changes. So let's go ahead and through here and let's just say, okay, I want to add in the size. I know this is a 1 size product. I can just go ahead and type in 1 size. And that could be the entire change that I want to make here. Go ahead and save that. Close this out. Go ahead and drag and drop or just select. Go ahead and select that file and submit. Should go through without any issues, and you can wait for it to load. So maintenance files you could do, you could add, if you have, let's say, a bunch of information you want to have, let's say you have a whole bunch of new copy, you have the SKU and you have the UPC, go ahead, just put in the SKU, product type, and UPC, and just fill in the title. You don't need to have any other field filled out. Even if it's not going to override it with blank information. Just go ahead and make sure to just put in the correct information that you want there. If you want to actually delete a field, you can do that manually through here, or if you want to kind of use a little trick, you could just delete it there and put in a space, and that will override it with that information. So that is the entirety of the maintenance side of things.
I do have a question for you. So if you wanted to update your images, would you want to update them with URLs, or what's the best way to update your images when it comes to, just say you got all new listing images and you want to revamp your whole thing? What's the best way to do that?
Okay, so that's actually a really interesting point. And I would say it really depends on how your images are structured. So Walmart uses a cache when when you're uploading your images. So let's say you have a very specific image structure, and just for the sake of it, your image is at walmart.com/ABC, okay? And that is pointing to your image. When you initially give that image link to Walmart, what Walmart's doing is they download that image to their system and they associate it with that link. If you go ahead and then on your back end you change that image to a new picture, but you leave the link the same, when you tell Walmart, hey, this is my image, they're not going to go ahead and update it, because when they see that URL, it's assuming that it's correlated to your current to your listing, to your image that they already downloaded, because it's not worthwhile for them to always go ahead and check that server to go ahead and pull that new image. So in that case, you'd have to either change the URL, and that's, I think, a good way to do it, unless you have, let's say, a very specific image structure and it's going to mess things up. So change the URL, or you can manually go ahead and do the images through the manage items section. So you just go here, go ahead and click on your items and delete your old ones and add your new ones.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, I prefer always links, but just that's a really good point. Like if you update that image behind the link and you've already submitted that link to Walmart won't know to check that new link for the new image.
Because it's the same structure.
It's the same URL. It's the same location where they're told to go to. They've already assumed that that's correlated to a specific image, because typically your links will only correlate to one image.
So in that case, you pretty much have to upload one by one.
Right. In that case, you're either forced to do that or change your image structure and URL.
All right, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about in this video. I know it was pretty short, but maintenance files are pretty important for just maintaining your listings and making sure you can update things properly. I've tried just to update individual items and it didn't always work, so I usually just always go to the maintenance files now because it works better and quicker. So I would encourage you to get familiar with the maintenance files so you can upload your changes that way. So
some cool things that you could do with maintenance files that you might not have done with item setup is it's a great way if you want to place an item in stage. Let's say you're currently out of stock, you don't want your listing to lose rank, you could retire your item, you could put it in stage. Great way to do it in bulk. You could also fix your variation groups. Let's say you want to just set your variations. It's just a great way to make a change to your listing in bulk without having to re-ingest your item anew or have to go through the regular UI.
And the way that you would stage your listing is just by changing the available date, right?
Exactly. Change the start date and the end date, like we discussed in our item creation.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you so much for that explanation. I think this is going to be a very helpful video for a lot of people. And that's all we have for you in this video, and we'll see you in the next video.